Services have resumed at various branches of Unibank after the Bank of Ghana handed over management of the bank to international audit firm KPMG. Some customers this morning were inconvenienced as they could not cash out monies at various ATM points, with corporate poor governance being a major cause of the bank's takeover. Do you think the banks are taking customers for granted? What do you think can be done to ensure this does not recur?
My interest is about whether my money is safe. Well, and I'll wait, for some couple of weeks to make sure that, I'll hear from the news that my money is safe. And once my money is safe, I think I'm okay with that. They're really taking customers for granted because all these things need to be customer care. The customers need to be informed, they need to be known, before most of these decisions are taken. So that they also take decisions as to what to do.
Well, I'll panic because, it depends whether the next bank that takes over will still be in operation or whether they can pay back what is in my account. But if it is like there is no security, then it's like definitely I'll be worried. You should be truthful to them because if you have a bank and you are going down, with time you should inform your customers so that they can also make a decision.
I was surprised when I heard that the Bank of Ghana has taken over the Unibank, because we all don't know what is happening. Before today, we read that there are certain things whereby they don't want the bank to be closed down, whereby we, the customers, will be suffering. So, in fact, until the time, things will be explained well. If I'm still on I'm not on myself. The banks have not been taken out for granted. I feel that if they are doing their work well, this one, when you see the issue of the Capital Bank and then that of the UT Bank, if the commercial bank hasn't taken over, then it will be like the other one that happened at Sunyani. So I think the Bank of Ghana don't want we, the customers, to suffer and then cry fool. That's why he went and take over.
Okay, so Israel, Unibank is still trending, Bank of Ghana is still trending. Let's see what people are saying, Israel.
All right, so on Facebook, we have Papi asking, please, what's the meaning of KPMG? My first time hearing it. Well, it's an accounting firm. Papa Becca comes in to say, what, have you tried Google or your phone is spoiled? And Papi says, look at you, Papa Becca Mochi. Are you the spokesperson for JN now? I'm not feeling well this evening. Why? And then go and see this. Because you pass versus KPMG means Kelvin Prince manages Ghana. And then Fene has radio says this country dwells too much on certificates. That's our problem. These banks are superintended by PhD holders, but they end up refusing to do basic things taught at the secondary level of higher education. We must question certificates. Certificates have nothing to do with the ability to solve problems. These Baba certificates we use to head institutions are what is really killing this country. Ismail Halil says, I will not wait for another takeover brouhaha because I'm taking all my money with me to house for safekeeping. All right, so for those of you who are interested in what KPMG stands for, like they said, just Google it and you find out. But apparently it's a company formed in the Netherlands, so it's Dutch. It means Kleinveld Piet Mawik Godella.
Okay, so you know the meaning of KPMG now. But research has shown that our body is made up of 70% water, and so there's no way we can do without water. This year's theme is Nature for Water, and it explores how we can use nature to overcome the water challenges of the 21st century. Flood, water pollution, and climate change is gradually pushing up the water-related crisis around the world. Question: have you noticed changes in the weather pattern, and how do you think the changes are affecting the environment?
Of course, there have been some changes in the weather. The weather is hot as at now, even though we expect that this very moment and then at this very time we are expecting some rains, but it just came once in a flash and then that was the end of it. What I think is affecting the environment is that in relation to water, as you are saying, the more the heat, the water evaporates. So as it also evaporates, it causes some of these shortages. And as you realize, because of the fast development that is ongoing, even in water bodies and then sources of waters, people are building over there. And that is exposing the water in there to the rigorous weather.
These days, it's not the same like how it used to be. Like it's June, we don't have much rains in June. Sometimes it will come in May. It's not as it used to be. See, we have a lot of heat these days. The sun shines a lot. You feel the heat, you can feel it, especially around 12, 1 is very hot.
So what do? You take a lot of water?
Yes, unknowingly we take water. Or no, you see, you be taking water, be drinking. Even I was telling my brother that it's like I've drunk a lot, but it's because of the heat.
Yeah, greatly. I've witnessed a lot of weather changes. Even we cannot determine the time the water is about to fall and those rest. You see, at first we can see the sun is scorching and we can say that it's going to rain, but now when the sun is scorching, you say it's going to rain, but evening will come, nothing will happen. And so I can say a lot that there has been a change in climate. First, the farmers, mostly the farmers suffer a lot because they are thinking of the water is coming to, come out so that they will get some money, and definitely it will not come. And they will be wasting their money on irrigations, on those stuff. So it affects the farmers and the economy.
Right, Israel.
On Facebook, Kofi Sam Klinsman says, currently fresh air is hard to find because of varied activities of individuals. But if we don't step up our game, Ghana will no longer be attractive to live. Walanyo says, water situation in some parts of Akwetia is terrible. Water is life and should be common, but to some people, very hard, especially in Akwetia Police Barracks. So sad. Shifmano says, in fact, the weather has been a major cause of our water shortages, but BBA fine. By Jeremiah says, it is difficult to witness rainfall without storm destroying properties. The rainfall pattern is unpredictable now. And Sebastian Abbasana says, I think there are more negative changes in the weather patterns. This brings about a lot of health-related problems across the globe. Our rain patterns have changed, low agricultural yields, etc. Interventions such as ban on galamsey could have helped to control some of this menace, but Ghanaians like to politicize things that should have been supported by the whole nation. We are our own enemies until there is a behavioral change.
Okay, so someone is asking you to ask the Chinese. Anyway, I'm sure this will interest you, Israel. So when people marry, they often say that keeping close friends could be very problematic in the relationship. While the friendships were great during the singlehood, in marriage, these relationships may be very difficult to keep. But some feel friendship with the opposite sex does not in any way pose a threat to marriage. So I ask, do you think couples should befriend their partner's close friends?
Yes, because if you happens to know my close friend, you being my wife, I think that will rather makes you feel safe if anytime I told you I'm going out with that friend of mine, so that it won't create any confusion in the home. Because if you don't know my friend and I told you I'm going out with a female friend, which you don't know, you might think that probably I'm going out with my girlfriend or something like that. So I think if my wife knows my close friend who is a female, I think there's nothing to be worried about.
I think they should know one another. Oh, yeah. Maybe in case of anything, let's say anything happens or you want to, there will be someone to rely on, okay, for information and all that.
It's necessary.
Why?
You know, by knowing their partner's friends, married couples, knowing our friends. Yeah, in case there's a problem or anything, you can fall on the friend. That's why it's also necessary. So.
At least I need to know my wife's friends, how they are, what they are. Yeah, I think I need to know. My wife can't just have any friend that I don't know. What if it's a bad fellow? You understand? So I think I should know my partner's friends.
Okay. Okay, so Israel has been married for over a decade, and he would tell us, you know, what do you think? You think it's important that your wife becomes friends with your friend?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think.
You can do without it.
You can do without them, so you don't want to be friends with your wife's friend?
No, not really. I mean, I don't see what I need for that. James Abusanga says, married partners should know everything about their partners, including close friends, because married partners shouldn't keep anything from each other at all. Abdullah Imoro says, knowing each other's close friends is important because sometimes when there's a misunderstanding, these people can settle it. Ismail Halil said, previously big yes, but today, jealous friends would fuel a pertinent matter which could be solved easily. For me, I doubt.
Okay, so a lot of people agree with you, Israel.